Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and we are more than a year past the origin story of the Yellow Vest movement in France that most people in the United States don't know anything about. They don't know anything about it. I want people to let that sink in. If you're unfamiliar with what the Yellow Vest movement is, first of all, it's complex. There are many different aspects to it. But the bottom line is you have a group of people that are no longer satisfied with the establishment quo and how much money is being taken from them, and in return, what's being given back. Just so you know, even though France, for instance, they pay a lot in taxes, they have a lot of paid leave and a lot of other things like medical benefits that go along with that. Those are getting smaller and smaller. Rent is getting higher and higher. Wages are stagnant, and they want them to work more and more. And this is a society that's not used to sitting down. So we're going to just go over what's happened in recent days. All right. And France is on strike. They cut power to over 100,000 homes and offices. And if you've never seen any of these protests, if you don't understand what I'm talking about right now, well, I'll tell you what, you need to go check it out. First of all, type in Yellow Vest videos, okay, and get on there. One of the few people that are really covering this are Russia Today. And while I was at We Are Change, Luke Radowski went there several times. He was even there when that gas explosion occurred. And these people are fed up, and we're going to talk about some of that. So right now, let's read some of this. French union activists cut electricity to nearly 100,000 homes or offices. Eiffel Tower staff walked off the job. Even Paris opera workers joined in Tuesday's nationwide protests across France, singing an area of anger as workers rallied against the government's plan to raise the retirement age to 64. So this is, again, they're joining all this. As the Yellow Vest push, it doesn't seem to stop these bureaucrats. All right? These European Union policymakers that are trying to take everything they can from these people. And they want Macron out. They've wanted Macron out for some time. Okay? People are saying this is going to be huge. It's going to be really, really bad. Oh, no, the economy. See, Bloomberg's so worried they're not going to spend money this Christmas season, this holiday season. And people know this is the real deal. I mean, this is big tensions. But listen, 60. Why are they raising it? Why are they raising it? Because they don't have enough. They want to squeeze the people even more. They want them to accept globalism. They want them to accept unelected bureaucrats and their policies. And this is, I wish, if you haven't seen this, okay, and like I said, it's complex. But if you haven't seen any of this, you need to type in Yellow Vest, France, and go watch some videos. And I suggest just watching some of the raw feeds out there, because you're gonna find out that this is, I mean, it's crazy. The brutality is pretty unbelievable. I mean, people have lost eyes. Several people have lost eyes to the pepper bullets, and they continue. They come out every single weekend. Every single weekend. I mean, this has been going on for a year, and you never ever hear about it. But people that do follow this stuff, such as foreign policy, CFR rag right here, they know Emmanuel Macron's year of cracking heads. France's past year offers a possible preview of the West's future: growing protests against liberalism and growing brutality against the protests. Let's hope this stuff never comes here. Okay? But at the same time, we seem to bend over and take everything the establishment gives us. Make no mistake about it. That's not a lasting model. All right? I got to tell you, New York State, just this year, the things that Cuomo has done by executive order are appalling. And little to no people have stood up. Instead, what are we talking about in this country? An impeachment that is imagination land based on a crime that never occurred, with hearsay evidence and no real, no real witnesses. Like, guys, I've done over 800 videos on this channel. We got to be approaching like 850 at this point, and I've never had one locked private. And again, the excuse they gave me was bull. We know why it was locked private, because I dared to show a congressman name somebody that's making an accusation. See, when I walked down last night to go get dinner, yeah, there was a protest going on. It was about 30 people saying impeach and remove and having no idea what in the hell they're talking about. They don't want to impeach Trump because of his actions in Yemen, his buddy-buddiness with Saudi Arabia and Israel. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. They don't want him to be impeached for attacking Syria after now it's being proven that those chemical attacks never even occurred. Never even occurred in Duma, Mr. Trump. They don't want to impeach him because of that. They don't want to admit that Joey B held $1 billion over the Ukraine's head, and that's the beginnings of this investigation. Bragged about it on that CF4 platform with Richard Haas. Those are the type of protests, those soft-ass, weak-ass, unintelligible, literally manufactured by the establishment protests. That's what I've got in my country. Doesn't make me proud. At least these people are getting out there weekend after weekend. They realize the enemy is the establishment, is the bureaucracy. They are demanding that, they're not folding. They've tried to appease these people. There is no appeasing them unless they're willing to go that extra mile and get rid of Macron and start, seceding from the bureaucracies of globalism that I just talked about. Period. They get it. They get it. That's how I feel about it, guys. I don't know. Again, in the United States, when you look at this, can you imagine? All right, can you imagine? First of all, France is a much smaller nation than us. But even can you imagine if 100,000 homes in the United States just got cut from a protest? I mean, do you think they could black that out? At this point, I mean, it seems like the media will black anything they want out, right? They hyped up these big protests against Trump, and like I said, the one I saw, 30, 40 people, no idea what they impeach, remove. Impeach, remove. We have slogans. We can repeat things. We're repeaters. Repeaters for a corrupt system that doesn't care about you. And these guys, again, they're going beyond the political parties. They're sick of it. France is a small place. People don't understand how much smaller these European nations are than the United States. The United States is huge. It is huge compared to these places. And we're talking about tens of thousands in protesters weekend after weekend after weekend, and we hear nothing about it in this country. When was the last time CBS, 60 Minutes, Fox News did a real long, in-depth piece on France and the Yellow Vest movement and how they've banded together? Bueller, can someone point one out to me? You want to leave me the link in the comments? Because I haven't seen one. I keep up on this stuff. Really, the European media is the only one covering it, and they're barely covering it. RT, again, we have to go to the Russians. See, now, I'm obviously a Russian bot. I'm a Russian agent because I'm pointing out that the state-run media of Russia, RT and Rupply, give you more on-the-ground coverage of this than any other media outlet I've seen. That's the truth. That is the truth. They live stream it, raw and uncut. And like it or not, our country doesn't do that. Our country won't even show you this. And now I'm a puppet of the Putineers for telling you that, for daring to speak up. It's a really weird world we live in, guys. If you like this video, please give it the old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, we do a lot of different things here. By the way, I'm also a documentary filmmaker. If you haven't seen my films yet, please, take, I think Shade's under 90 minutes. It's one of my best. If you want to talk about the roots of globalism, the players at the top, please go check out Shade the Motion Picture. It's free in the playlist section under documentaries here. So is Invisible Empire, my opus of globalism in the world, New World Order, if you will. Fabled Enemies on 9/11 if you want to understand the international intelligence operation that was 9/11. And if you want to ask questions about not only those questions in Fabled Enemies, but the physical anomalies, Loose Change Final Cut might be for you. All free, right here, right now. on this platform. And like I said, I usually do it about 3 to 7 times a day. We just did a 24 and 24 videos, 24 hours at the top of every hour. Actually ended up being 26, snuck a couple in there, but like 20 plus of them were great interviews. So please go check those out, from debunkers like Mick West, comedians like Graham Elwood, a lot of great stuff, as well as the Action for Assange crew in there. And if you want to financially support me, you can do so by going to my GoFundMe. No Patreon, no Subscribe Star, no bonus content. Although, people are trying to hit me up and maybe get me to have a subscribe site and yada, yada, yada. We'll see what we're going to do. I've got to figure something out. We all got to make a living out there, and I want to continue to give you an unbiased opinion day after day and make it work for all of us. I love you guys. I'll see you on the flip side with more news, and you guys have a great day.